Hello, everybody. This is Anna K. Morris, your Chief of Sparkle at We Play Everywhere. And I am super excited to be joined by Amanda Rose Walsh and Sebastian Alapat talking about faith today. So that's a big subject, right, you guys? Like, we play with
Huge.
faith, not one that people may expect for this Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Anna. It's awesome to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Faith is definitely a huge, huge topic and definitely a very big tuning fork in our lives. So we're happy to share our thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, let's first start with like who you guys are. I don't think either of you are rabbis or priests or anything like that. So you're regular people. So let's have people get to know who you are and what you do, and then we'll share about why y'all are talking about faith.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Hi guys, my name is Amanda Rose Walsh and I am the lovely wife to Sebastian Alapat. I have been a personal trainer for the last 15 years as well as a yoga instructor. I recently became a doula, so I assist women who are giving birth. And I'm a wellness coach, I'm a Lululemon ambassador, I'm a student of life and a world traveler.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Hi, I am Amanda's lesser half, Sebastian Alapat. I am an art director turned artist. Behind a dozen years of being in the graphic design field and wanting to return to my love, I have recently returned to fine art and founded an art education program in Manhattan's Upper West Side called Spark
Yeah.
Which is for kids.
for kids.
Yeah, what does Spark stand for?
Spark actually is a acronym that I use based on my initials, but it stands for Specialized Private Art Resources for Kids.
Awesome.
I wanted something that would encapsulate what I'm doing, and it's about cultivating and creating and educating, and really fostering that creative spark in a child at a young age, so that they can have potentially the faith to say, I want to be an artist, or I want to get into a creative career, as opposed to the tried and true doctor, lawyer, engineers that parents and that society's kind of saying, well, that's the safe route. Well, you should do those.
Yeah.
So I started in February, and it's been now 7 months of it, and it's been growing steadily and surely with a lot of faith and a lot of support, and that feels really, really good.
That's awesome. Well, a little bit to people who are just meeting y'all, because it's like, well, why you guys to talk about faith? And the reason that I reached out to y'all to do this interview is because I have known you for many years, and I keep seeing you like take another step, like, and all along the way, I know that faith has been a huge part of how you're able to create a lifestyle that you love. Like, you guys are really living a life that people look at and are like, whoa.
And I have to say that, like, faith is the core of that, because if we didn't have the faith, we wouldn't keep stretching and growing and taking these risks and saying, okay, what's the next level? Let's push forward. And without it, we would not have this life.
Yeah. You guys really, and especially Sebastian, I know Amanda and I met right before you guys got back together. And I remember always hearing about you as like this incredible artist, and yet you were working in, I think, maybe an advertising agency or something like that. And I just remember, as a fellow entrepreneur, Amanda and I always talking about like one day, like when he's not doing that, like it's going to be so amazing. And then to see you, rip off the Band-Aid and go for it in February has just been so incredible. And I'd like to hear a little bit more about how you used your faith in order to like take a leap with it. Because you really did like go against what you maybe thought it should be like.
Sure. I mean, like a lot of my friends who I went to ad school with are now art directors at agencies, working the long hours. They are doing probably interesting work, but for me, at the end of the day, selling more widgets or doing a digital ad for Snickers I just hit a point where I knew that that wasn't going to satisfy me.
Yeah.
I got to a creative director job, which, some would say is like, wow, that's great. But my heart wasn't like kind of rewarded. It wasn't fulfilled. And stepping away from that and starting to freelance for myself and just being self-employed, noticing how Amanda had run her business, I wanted an entrepreneurial life for myself. I didn't know what that was. And there are a lot of times when you are not ready to do something and you might have all the pieces in
all
play.
The time.
All the time.
All the time, not ready.
And then life steps in and says, okay, now it's time.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of this year, I had the good fortune to take an entrepreneur's course that was offered by the city that Amanda took 5 years ago. And I met a lot of entrepreneurs that way. And I had this business for the art education because I love art. I love making art. I love my own art. And since switching over to art, I feel like every day I'm fulfilled because I get to, what a privilege it is that I get to create and good, bad, whatever, putting it out there and sharing it, which was another thing that I'm still working on, being vulnerable and sharing your work, because I only like to share work before in the past that was like, oh, I really think this is good. I wouldn't put stuff out there that's bad. And it's just kind of like growing with that. But after taking the course and launching the program, in February it was so cold in New York and I was flyering the streets to try to get one client, and I had one client that came from Brooklyn once a month and I was so grateful for that one client. And
but the whole time he had the faith of like, this is going to work. I believe in this. I know that I'm doing something really special. It's just a matter of like spreading the awareness.
Yeah.
Like growing a client base. She grew a client base over 10 years and I expected that in a week. And, as much as I wanted that, I realized there is a patience, there is a process to how these things happen. And as the months changed from winter to spring to summer, I started to see a little bit more traction. Right. Moms would start telling other moms, and now I've gotten a bunch of like weekly clients and this after school program that just started last week. It's a huge deal because a year ago I would have never thought I'm running an after school art program for kids.
Yeah.
And we have a very special space in our backyard. We have a Upper West Side apartment with a garden floor. Yes. And for most people, like Anna's been to it, and we share it with a lot of people. Amanda teaches yoga, boxing back there like twice a week. And one time coming out of Shavasana and yoga, I thought, well, maybe I could have my first art show here. And that thought spawned the faith to say, hey, instead of breaking into the nepotistic, cost prohibitive gallery scene in New York, which is hard to break into, I'm going to start with my own. I'm going to make it my own way and go that way and just put it out there and blow people away. And that art show last year in the apartment really was a turning point. And faith was rewarded because we put it out to our network, and I was like, if we just sell a few pieces, that would be great. But selling 60% of the show was really, really amazing. And then
in 2 days,
and that was just 2 days. And after that weekend, it just showed me what levels faith can take you to. And since then, it's like an inexhaustible resource because you have support, you have love. I have this amazing woman behind me. Just gives me the, kind of like the counsel and the, who says go for it, follow your dream. That's such a powerful element to put alongside faith, that when you combine the two,
anything is possible.
If you unwire your like self-limiting thoughts and negative thinking and scarcity-based beliefs, there's nothing that you can't do. Like your potential is just unlimited. We are infinite beings, and I'm starting to almost scratch the surface of that. And I think faith is a huge part of that. I grew up Catholic, and to me, faith had a different definition. Now it's been redefined as what I see as my own potential, how I carry myself, the energy I'm putting out there, believing in love-based thinking as opposed to fear-based thinking. Yep. It can change into and permutate into every facet of your life, Your relationships get better. You're more confident in who you are. My artwork gets better. I've gotten better ideas. I've been able to create more, and just in tune with what I want to do. And couple that with just making art and then getting to teach kids art. I mean, I feel incredibly fortunate to have, at 36, found what I want to do and just keep running with it now, you know? So there's no career or timetable on it. So I feel very grateful for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm really hearing is that while faith is critical, it means nothing without action.
Truth.
You know, like what you're talking about, I can say until I'm blue in the face that I have faith, except if I'm not willing to jump off a cliff and say, okay, like this is me.
And what good is faith then?
I did it.
Like
right.
what good is it? Right? Exactly. So,
And for me personally,
Yeah.
I'm an action taker.
Yeah.
I have that faith. I feel it at every level of my being, and I'm going to go for it. And something that I've really embraced is it's okay if it doesn't work. It's okay if I make mistakes. It's okay if I need to course correct. Faith is driving it. Okay, I'm going to learn from every experience. I'm going to keep putting it out there. I'm going to keep stretching and have the faith to see it through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that that's really like the critical piece is that when I hear people talk about like, oh, just have faith, I'm like, it feels like fluffy or
Too easy.
Or what?
Like too easy. Oh, just have faith.
Well, yeah, and it just doesn't mean anything. It's like, well, what does faith look like? And what I really know is that faith looks like the actions that the two of you have taken that are consistent. Right? Like you're consistently taking actions that are in alignment with your faith of yourself and the universe.
Every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We really have an intention to show up every single day.
Yeah.
And to keep having this faith that we are living our best life as our best selves. And that's not saying like every day is easy or it's, all like rainbows and unicorns, but yes, we are clear with what we want to create. We're clear that we have each other and we have all the faith in the world that life is supporting us, life is with us, and we keep going.
So how did you guys cultivate that? Because, for somebody listening that's like, well, it's easy for them. They have each other, or, she's been doing this 15 years or what have you. Like, how have you created your faith? And then how do you maintain it? Because I know for myself, like I thought I had a lot of faith. And when I look back at the last 8 months of We Play Everywhere, I can see that a lot of it, I was having more faith in other people than in myself and my dreams.
Well, I think we both were raised in a religion.
Yeah.
That we reached a certain point. So faith is something that we both had as children growing up in our families. And then we reached certain points in our life that the religion really wasn't resonating. But faith was something that existed inside of us.
Yeah.
For me personally, I found a lot of faith through trial and error, through experimentation, through, when I'm in a positive vibration and I believe in myself and I trust the flow of life, the magic happens. Yeah. When I'm out of alignment, I'm in my fears, I don't have any trust, then excuse my language, but shit goes wrong. Yeah. So the more that I've lived life in the higher vibration, I'm going to trust life and I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, then it just proves time and time again that I get rewarded, that life works out, that it unfolds so beautifully in ways that I could have never expected.
Yeah.
And also with that, I mean, I would have to credit physical movement. Mm-hmm. I feel my faith when I practice yoga. I feel my faith when I ride my bike through the park, when I have a morning practice, when I breathe deeply, when I feel my body, when I'm in my body, when I feel my energy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yes, there's divine precision here.
Awesome. What about for you, Sebastian?
For me, I would definitely say movement is part of it. For me, when I'm painting, I feel blessed to have the talent to do this. I never went to art school. I'm kind of almost like raw, and through belief and through faith, incredible things have happened. Right? She's so right. When you vibrate at that positive vibration, you can attract miracles. You're miracle ready almost. Through faith, I was able to, paint at the Metropolitan Museum of Art this past spring. And that's something I always heard about doing for years. And as a very new to fine art painter starting out, to get accepted to that program was just incredible. And I was so confident writing the letter. I just kind of knew that I was meant to be there, and I felt confident about the work that I was showing in the essay that I wrote. And I heard back 3 days later, and every Wednesday that I got to go to Met to paint. I mean, we're talking about one of the world's greatest museums, if not the. And just being in that space, breathing that air, it's like your faith is rewarded. And then I'm carrying that ever since, because the painting is now part of the show. It's here in the apartment. And every time I look at that painting, when there are days when I'm just like, oh, it's challenging, how do I muster through it? It's nice to have signs of faith. We have signs of faith. I have her, and she is such at a positive vibration that sometimes it's hard to not feel that effect. And just, it's like harmonic reinforcement. If two people are vibrating at a certain level, they can create, unimaginable things. It's just like we are limited only by what our thoughts are, and still working on unwiring those thoughts, but having that faith and cultivating it through practice. For me, art, when I create, or now when I'm teaching, I have faith that this idea that marinated months ago is now formed and taking shape and growing. And
we're also, I feel like, mirrors for each other, because when Sebastian's in his alignment and vibration, I see the magic that occurs in his life. I see what happens when he believes, when he has the faith. And the same goes for me. When I'm believing and trusting, magic happens, and he witnesses that. So it's really, we keep getting this confirmation of, yes, faith, keep believing, keep trusting. And something that I started doing just like 2 weeks ago, I started writing prayers.
Ooh,
so instead of just, we grew up Catholic, right? So like you said, these set prayers that were sort of like meaningless. And, we do meditation and things like that, but I just had this instinct of like, I'm going to write a prayer. I'm going to write a prayer about where I'm at and the faith that I have. And I posted it in my bathroom, and I've been reading it every day. And my life has started to reflect the prayer. It's the thing.
Will you share with us what the prayer is? Is that okay, or is it too?
I could go get it off my bathroom wall.
Yeah.
I'd be.
You should definitely get it.
Yeah, we definitely want it.
You wrote it, and I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah. Did she just write it one day? Like it just came to her?
After we had a session with an intuitive therapist.
Yes.
And it was marinating on what had happened, and there were words session really incorporating that, plus the way we kind of
what I want to manifest, what energy I want to shift to, some of the challenges that I've been feeling. And I sat at the desk, and it was such a healing thing to write it out and to speak to the divinity and say, yes, this is who I am. This is where I'm at. Please guide me, help me, support me.
Yeah.
And, it's been 2.5 weeks since that day, and I'm just amazed that it's reflecting in my life.
Okay.
Here it is.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I can see why you needed to go get it.
I
thought it was like a quick one-liner that you just could recite to us, but that's awesome.
Okay. I'm in my joy and let go of perfect. Prized, humbled, and celebratory. I allow today to change me. Let every opportunity transform me. I feel my own rhythm and understand my true essence. I am vulnerable and work through uncomfortability. I expand my trust and leave room for big magic. I ask and I receive. So that's just few lines of it.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
No, just.
Is there more?
Yeah. I follow the unfolding.
Yeah.
I choose the journey. So it's been so helpful, and it really like sets the tone for my day. I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, there's the prayer, I read it, and then it's like, yes, I'm ready for the day. Whatever comes, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I love that. I journal every morning for 30 minutes, and then I do a 10-minute meditation, and then I walk the dog. So it's a process. It's not short. And a friend of mine was recently saying that she doesn't have time to journal the way that I do, but she did start setting intentions every day. Mm-hmm. So like journaling an intention for the day. What is it that you want to create for the day? But what I love about what you're sharing is that it is like the actual relationship to faith in our divinity, right? Mm-hmm. And then to have it in like a basic taking care of brushing your teeth, right? Is great. And I can see where it's causing like a new pathway in your brain.
Definitely. And it just becomes this integrated part of my day. And in the same time that I wrote the prayer, I decided that I needed to start a really dedicated morning practice.
Uh-huh. And you mean yoga when you say that?
Yoga could be part of it.
Oh, okay.
But not a yoga practice, almost more like, so I start with some deep breathing, some breath work, a little bit of yoga just to sort of open up the body, and then a meditation practice, which is something that I've been avoiding for years, all kinds of around. And I've been committed for the past 2.5 weeks, and my faith is even more enhanced from it, to really like start the day finding that connection to myself, to my breath, to my body, to life, to my husband, to my intentions, what I want to create. I feel such a dramatic difference.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Anything to add, Sebastian? Are you meditating as well, or?
I started. Yeah. My working schedule is a little different. So I have actually sat outside in the backyard at like 3 a.m. after painting and having channeled all this creative energy because it's just so idyllic back there. And just I've been, the prayer's up in the bathroom, so there's no way I can avoid it. Yeah. And there are certain lines that I peruse and I really like it because I was so almost, force-fed the Our Father and Hail Marys and those. And so it's kind of nice that this is a prayer that I don't know word for word verbatim, but it's kind of like a story. And as I read it, certain lines resonate with me and certain lines present themselves in life, for both of us. So this is all new. I feel like we're in like new territory for us, like spiritually, because
the next level of faith,
right?
In a way,
it is kind of like the next step for us. And if we're so reaffirmed in this new place for us, I'm so curious of what's next. Where's the next step we're going to take, or where will this take us with our faith renewed and almost like reaffirmed, and to each other and individuals as a couple. There's so many ways that can take form and take shape, and I think the key part is just reaffirming and setting an intention every day, or her practice or my practice of just making art, or it's individualized practice, but it's kind of all you're surrendering at the end of the day to like, I'm allowing the universe to take care of me because I know it will, because I believe it will.
And it's okay. It's scary. There's fear. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not the norm. Your family thinks you're crazy. There's all of that. And it's just like, we're staying true to our course. We're staying true to what we know and what we feel. And the more we do that, the more blessings and abundance and freedom and love continues to fill our life.
It's like, what's our true north? Every day, what's our true north? What's your best version of you? And there are times when you don't show up like that, and that's normal. We're human beings. You can get bogged down by other factors in your life, other people in your life, energies, worries. But I think it's good to have just like a pause moment every day. So go, especially in New York City. I mean, we are in one of the most frenetic cities in the world. So I feel like very, very sure that like stopping for a moment every day, or just doing something to slow down, so you center yourself as an individual and you just become a better human being overall. Well, your ministry, your business, whatever it is, with that much more like, exemplary faith in what you do.
And I want to add, like as a way to enhance faith, right? In our experience with the divine, for me, it's made a huge difference having like-minded friends. So I just really want to thank you guys, because like our friendship is a constant reminder of like having faith, and not just like talking about it, but really in my life practicing it. And it makes the biggest difference to have like-minded friends.
Agreed.
And we totally agree. And we realize that more and more the importance of having like a tribe and a community and people who are making it happen and following their passions and going against the norm. And that's really our intention with our backyard space, is to build a community of people that love each other, support each other, and we could call on and be inspired by and see, yes, Anna's making it happen with this business and she's going for it, and she despite the challenges, she's still doing it, and it gives us strength and confidence of like, yes, we are all in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. So what should we leave people with? Because somehow it's already like time. I don't it's never long enough. So what's maybe one thing that you want to leave people with to increase their faith, like a practice that they could do tomorrow, or like,
I would say take a deep breath. You know, because it could be overwhelming and fears and all of that, and we stop breathing, and then how can we have faith if we're not breathing? And that's something that I've really started to practice and really take hold. When I'm breathing, I'm better. When I'm breathing, I'm clearer. I feel more connection. So breath, breath, breath.
Yeah. Awesome. Sebastian, anything for you?
For me, I would say is if you can't make it your career or your business, find somewhere to do what you love sometime every day. You know, if you could do something that you love for even 10 minutes, I think there would be minutia like shifts in your like kind of consciousness about, wow, I felt really good. That's an act of self-love, right?
And what's possible.
And in that self-love, you can give love, you know? And I think if you operate in that mindset, love, opportunity, abundance will all show up in the most amazing ways that you can't even fathom.
Yeah.
So I would say start with love and breath and love.
Awesome. So for me, I would I just had it and now it's gone. I know. Do something for another every single day.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think of who can I help right now? Who can I help?
One of my questions that I ask myself every day: how may I serve?
Yeah, how may I serve? Exactly. When I notice that I'm really stuck, it's because it's about me. And the fastest way for me to get unstuck is to help somebody else.
It's powerful.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are amazing. I'm super excited. We're going to be posting about your retreat.
Yay!
Thank you.
Cabo San Lucas, October 17th through the 24th. That's it.
Yeah. AKA the best retreat ever.
Yes.
The
Yoga,
wellness retreat.
Art.
Adventure.
Yoga, art, and adventure. Yep.
Love it. Okay, so stay tuned. We're going to post that all over the place, so you'll see how to sign up there. And I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye, everybody. See you next Monday.
Have a great day.